Today we're going to talk about processing your feelings. Woo! One of the most fun things about being in this good old flesh machine. What I want to talk about is this cool little trick you can do when you feel a feeling that helps it pass. Now, there are some feelings you probably aren't trying to hurry along, at least not consciously. So this will pertain to feelings that are, a little sharper, a little heavier, a little, they make things dark. And that's okay. Having those feelings is okay. It's okay. It's okay. You don't need to be happy-go-lucky every 15 fucking seconds. Giving yourself permission to be where you are is part of this tool, actually. And I have a very high-tech image replication of a feeling wheel that we're going to use for our discussion today. So if you haven't seen a feeling wheel before, it takes emotional words and breaks them apart into words that describe more exactly a feeling. So for example, if you had happiness, you could break that into ecstatic or to joy. Or if you had sadness, you could break that into dejection or whatever. And they kind of look like this: big feeling word, refined feeling word. And in the center of the one that I have, there's this white dot in the middle. The white dot's where we make our money. The white dot, and this is my own made up thing, you're not going to find this on a feeling wheel you download. So do cite your source if you use me. In the white dot, you witness these feelings. And in the white dot, we'll say it's a 2-story white dot. On the ground level, you're thinking about them from a solve standpoint. You notice you feel anxious and you want to figure out what to do about it. You notice you feel sad and you're trying to trace it back to whatever happened in 3rd grade, or how your dad was an asshole. Or you're trying to figure out when it will end, or you're thinking about the feeling. You see what I'm saying? On the second level, in the white dot where we make our money, the central spot, the white dot central spot where we make our money, you see the emotion. You're not thinking about it, but you still have some space from it. You're not in the feeling. The feeling's out here, and you're thinking, you're seeing it. Ahoy, there's sadness. Look at that, I'm anxious. That is an improvement over the lower one, because when you step out of your mind and you step into the witness, you're not junking up the natural processing system by running around and trying to assign it meaning. You're letting it pass. And in some instances, that's the best response to the feelings that are present. Notice. Let's practice. I see you feel hopeless. I see that you feel shame. And let it be that simple. See how I didn't have a whole big paragraph after that? I didn't explain why you felt those things. I just noted that they were present. Now, the tool that I'm going to teach you today isn't right for everything that you're processing, but might be right for you to try at least a few times to see if it works. From your 2nd story observation deck, ahoy, I feel insecure. Ahoy, I feel fear I might be abandoned. Your job is to dive off, jump in head first into the feeling. So you take that silence of the observation deck, meaning you're not bringing explanations, not where it came from, why it's there, why it shouldn't be there, where it's going, nothing. You just bring your body and your awareness, your head, to that sensation. So rather than separate from the emotion, you join it. You jump right in it. You find it in your body, and maybe it's a tightness through your chest. Maybe it feels like a sensation in your back. Maybe you can't feel things that well and you don't know what I'm talking about. That's okay. You can just breathe and relax and imagine that you're trying to feel the weight of your shirt or the fabric of your pants. You're bringing yourself out of your head, your spotlight, away from your thoughts to your physical experience. And once you get your spotlight on your physical experience, you just relax. We're gonna do it now. Ready? We're relaxing and our feeling, the feeling that we don't want to have, the feeling that we think is wrong, and we're trying to figure it out and solve it. You're gonna just, okay. All right, as a recap, today we talked about in your feelings, you have lots of feelings and they're all okay, they're all equal. See how they're on the circle, they're not in a line. Feelings are really important. They help you know how you feel about things. And that's good information for you if you're making a decision, right? And if you come from a trauma background like me, sometimes you have to do a little work first before you trust your feeling. Do I feel angry because there's something to be angry about? Do I feel sad because there's something to be sad about? Or do I feel angry or sad because I'm thinking something that's angry or sad? You see that little difference? Maybe that's a video too. But in today's presentation, I said that there's a central spot in all your feelings where you have a mental interaction with them. And you're likely already having that if we're having this conversation, you know? And then it is the question of, are you on the ground level? Are you wrestling with it? Are you explaining it? Are you giving it its origin story in a 2.5-hour feature-length film? Or are you on the observation deck noticing quietly? Ahoy. Ahoy. In this tool, you jump from the observation deck head first into the feeling. And that means that you go without explanations and you try to find physical sensation. If you can find the physical sensation of the exact emotion, if it's grief, it's probably in your chest. If it's anxiousness, it might be in your shoulders or your back. You go to that feeling, you find the feeling. If you can't find the feeling, you just try to feel your body. What's the texture of your shirt? You know, how comfortable are your pants? What are your feet on? Feel your physical body. Try to feel maybe the air around your body. Bring your spotlight, that big old, beautiful, crazy ass spotlight of your mind down to your body, and you breathe. And you're just with the feeling. You're not thinking about it. You're not fixing it. You're not explaining it. You're not worried about it. You're just there with it. You have stepped into the feeling and you allow it to process and pass. This usually happens pretty quickly. It's crazy. You might be pushing against all day this feeling you don't want to have. Maybe you're worried about what somebody's doing. You get in that feeling, you feel that feeling, and it's gone. And then all the crazy ass thoughts that came with it, well, you don't need those anymore either. If you're interested in learning about working with me one-on-one, you can go to theselfhug.com and set up a free try me call. I think they're called intro calls on there. You can set up an intro call and we just talk about where you are, where you want to go, and if I'd be a good fit for you. I've got a lot of content on Instagram, Shaylee__Edwards. Thanks for coming out. I have a lot of content on YouTube on how to forgive yourself and how to move forward if you have a trauma background and some other habit making trick.